those cups.
No. All right, here we go. You can see Scarlett is starting to look frustrated. It started out so beautiful with the 1-0, but Bomber coming back 2-0. And here we go, Claris.
Spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner, our Red Terran, 1 game away from the round of 4, representing Startail and Korea. Give it up for Bomber! And up to the top right, needs your cheers more than ever before here in this tournament, representing Acer and Canada. Give it up for Scarlett!
I think she can hear you guys. You're being so loud for her, and definitely appreciates, I think, the fact that people are cheering for her so heavily. You know, she's put in so much hard work, so much dedication and sacrifice, but it may be ending this game.
I think you, more than anyone, would know how much of a commitment it is to move to Korea.
It's a big deal. You know, you don't speak the language, you go over there, it's a new culture altogether. Yeah. Everyone is so good. It can be very frustrating to practice with those people, but at the same time, it can be very rewarding. We see Scarlett and Nano, they're the 2 foreigners that are getting so far all the time now.
Exactly.
Because of that dedication.
Yeah, there's a big reason why these 2 top players in the form of Naniwa and Scarlett are always at the top, because they are practicing their hearts out, dedicating their entire lives to this pursuit. And now Scarlett has to take all of that pursuit and culminate it here in this series. Moving on to the round of 4 is so important for her, as is it for Bomber, as he goes command center first here against Hatchery first.
Of course. That's what I would expect on Whirlwind, right? Now, let's talk about it, because it is Whirlwind, and so many times you get, like, you know, both top, both left, both right, both bottom, but this is cross spawns. This is a bit different.
Oh, yeah.
There's a very good chance that this goes into a long macro game.
Ooh, exciting. I'm liking that a lot.
I am as well.
Bomber's rally style, the bigger the map, the further away, the less effective it's going to be as it continues on. Of course, it's still extremely potent, but here on this map, Scarlett has the opportunity with the second hatchery, as quickly as it is as well.
Yeah, that's pretty quick.
To just keep going.
Well, look at how smart Scarlett's being. She sent 1 Overlord in each direction to scout for Proxy's air. She sent 1 drone out through the front to the watchtower, and then made the 3rd hatch with it.
Yeah.
This is very well planned out. She was looking for proxies before she did it, saw no proxies, bam, huge macro build on the way. Now, Bomber, not going quite as heavily macro. Yes, he's got this quick command center, but we've seen him go, you know, command, racks, command. Not this time. He's getting a factory, at least. Maybe a command center after that, though.
I like that on this map again. If he's to go for the Hellions, I would really like to see just maybe not even the dive in to kill off some drones, maybe just the heavier focus on trying to stop the creep spread. Because on a map like this, where you can just get the creep spread going immaculately over the middle of the map, I think it has even heightened importance in comparison to a map, say, like Belsheva.
I have to agree with you there, Claris. If she can get the creep spread towards the middle, and to the sides as well, I think that's a big part of it, because one of the hardest parts about the late game on this map for Zerg is when Terran starts dropping your very peripheral expansion. So if she can get all that creep spread done, that's going to be fantastic for her. She's going to be able to get into maybe a 5-base macro game, which is exactly what she's looking for.
Yeah, just swarming on in from every single side. Once the middle of this map is something that is a conundrum to a lot of Terran players, because if you move out to the middle of the map without proper intel about what's going on the flanks, you can get torn up very quickly. And against a player like Scarlett, who loves emphasizing Ling Bane Muta style, you've got to know exactly what's going on with your opponent's positioning.
Well, we'll see how good Bomber is at that scouting on the flanks. Right now, he is getting his 3rd command center after starting some Hellion production, so this is a pretty common build overall. You know, this is... Scarlett's going to know exactly how to deal with the Hellions. You know, for her sake, hopefully she doesn't lose too many drones, because if Bomber can deny some creep and kill a decent amount of drones without really throwing his Hellions away, without just sacrificing them for nothing, then he's going to be the one that starts out with a bit of a lead.
Yep, and he would certainly love that here, as it's only 1 map away from the round of 4. Very important for him. Doesn't want to drop a single map. There's no reason to here for him. As the Hellion did poke forward, didn't really see too much other than the fact that the 3rd was down. And meanwhile, Scarlett hasn't seen the 3rd command center just yet, but It's Whirlwind. It's a very important match. I think she can infer that it's probably going down.
You know, I'm taking a look here, Claris, right now. We have the double evolution chamber a little bit before the E-bays. That really tells us from both sides. Oh my God, hold on. This is happening again. And it's before speed, so this is actually a little bit dangerous.
Panic, drones run away. Oh, this could do a lot of damage here. She gets a good volley, and wow, actually kills off 5 workers already. Still looking for the hunt here.
And a few more, and even more right now.
Bomber, you're getting so many workers. 11 have already gone down as of 13. 15
so painful for Scarlett here to lose this many drones to just 4 aliens. Ouch.
Yeah,
ouch.
45 workers to 43 in favor of Scarlett. Still, she's replenishing a lot, but that was a fantastic move there by Bomber.
Yeah, that was really effective. You know, at first she was doing a good job blocking the hole with the queen and all, but she just didn't have what it takes. She was being a little bit too greedy. And by the way, Bomber went double starport.
Did he?
You don't normally see that, do you? Not this early.
Wait a minute. Did he really do this?
Did he cancel one? Let me see. He was building 2.
He has to have canceled.
Okay, he canceled one.
Okay.
I was wondering about that. I'm like, what in the world?
Artosis, you scared me there for a moment.
Well, he scared me. I'm like, what is this? You just want a lot of medevacs? Are you going to go for Banshees? What am I watching? But okay, never mind. We'll forget he ever did that.
Yeah, let's just ignore. And, well, off the back of that, hey, claims a 3rd base. Awesome stuff. So he is happy here.
And in the meantime, you know, she's a little bit ahead on the upgrades and re-droning quite well, as you mentioned. She is up in that drone lead still, 67 to 56 right now.
Yep.
But, you know, having to replace that many drones, that is 15 less larvae. That is 15 times the 15 minerals less minerals. That's that many less units as well. So it echoes throughout the rest of the game. But, you know what, if she gets to go up to a few extra drones and Bomber waits a while, the difference becomes something that doesn't matter as much. But the thing is, Bomber is getting ready to start moving out. He has those medevacs, his upgrades are finishing, and he's going to be out there pushing Scarlett back.
Exactly, and it's not just a push, this is Bomber's trigger. This is him saying, I'm going to get aggressive, and I'm not going to stop for the whole game. Scarlett, are you ready? Because I know I am.
Well, she's got Baneling speed on the way, but it's not going to be done for a little bit more, so she's not quite ready, and already some of this creep going down, and that's some really crucial tumors that Bomber's getting rid of here, because now the creep isn't going to connect in front of all that terrain. It's kind of a pain, and here he goes, trying to go after some queens, does get one.
Oh, the Baneling, explosion for the Widow Mine. What a fantastic connection there by Bomber. I think he was controlling that manually because that was precise, killing off those Banelings, and now Bomber continuing the aggression.
And going up for this drop, but plenty of Zerglings really coming in. I don't really foresee this doing that much damage. In fact, he does have to pick up, but yeah, that Widow Mine cut 11 kills. That was pretty nice.
Yep, not too bad a day's work here for this Widow Mine. Unfortunately, he may die off pretty quick, depending on whether Overseer is. But the Zerglings and Banelings looking to stop the denial of creep spread here once again. And no, that was a connection, but didn't do anything.
Yeah, the queen hit. That's basically what you wanted to, other than an Overlord.
Yeah.
We do have Bomber in the meantime going up here, and those Widow Mines burrowing. Oh, that's going to be very annoying to deal with.
Oh, very out of position there, and those Widow Mines only connect with 2 Zerglings. So great control there by Scarlett, realizing that she'd surpassed their positioning. And still the drop here going for Bomber.
Well, these drops are starting to do a little bit, but there's 13 mutas about to hatch, so the drops are going to end at least for a little bit.
Yeah, Scarlett certainly has the potential here to transition onto a very, very normal game for her, at least, as the Mutalisks try and chase down that medevac and just going to kill off Marine after Marine. Bomber's drops are not doing what they need to.
No, you know, the drops seem to be done, but now that Scarlett has kind of stabilized, you know, the drops are going to stop for a bit. She does have 4 bases. Let's look at where this game is at. The one thing that really sticks out to me right now, Claris, is the fact that Bomber's 2-2 is almost done and Scarlett's just finished. This is completely opposite of every other game we've seen from Scarlett.
That's true. And how is she going to compensate for that?
Yeah, exactly. It's very hard to fight with Ling Bane with inferior upgrades against Marine Medevac Mine.
And Whirlwind's the map where she can maybe compensate for it with positioning. It all depends on how well Bomber is going to move around the map. And right now, the main brunt of his army has a good position here on this ramp in a choke point. Very hard for Scarlett to break into. Will she go for it?
amazing. Baneling's blowing up there. Well, that was brutal, man. Bomber doing a great job.
The Widowmines killed Banelings. That's all we need to say.
I stumbled over those words. It was so crazy, but that was painful for Scarlett. That was a lot of Banelings lost there.
That really was. And now this Resources lost tab looks a bit more normal in comparison to what we saw in game number 1 as Scarlett was taking the advantage there. But Bomber continuing the aggression once again. The Zerglings and Banelings, I don't think they're going to be enough to clean this up, especially if he just micros back and picks up those Marines. Oh, but they get cornered.
Really nice Baneling right there, and Bomber is continuing to push forward. Scarlett needs to keep this base alive. If she can stay on the 4 bases, the upgrade differential won't mean as much, and the Widowmine's not really going off like Bomber wants anymore.
Yeah, those Zerglings and Banelings have been cleared up here for Scarlett, and she's trying to bring as many as she possibly can do down to this location. Again, the emphasis is not on the Mutalist production right now, it's all on the links. They need to be down here to tank for those Mutalists to get in position, to get the Banelings to get in position. 1 or 2 connections again, but those Widowmines are so greatly placed by Bomber.
It's a hard place to break through right now, but we'll see how Scarlett wants to go about it. The supply is still very even, a lot of Lings, a lot of Banes on the way for Scarlett, and she's about to hit 2-2, which is going to allow her to engage a little bit easier.
And just the Marines still rallying on here for Bomber, knowing that if he just continues to reinforce and continues to keep Scarlett in that defensive posture, it might actually just break the backbone here. Nice Baneling connections connect with a lot of those Marines on the high ground, trying to
oh my God.
3 Baneling connections. Scarlett cleans up. She's going to push Bomber back. He's on the retreat.
She has pushed Bomber back. He's in the middle of the map now with his reinforcements. Is she going to try to continue to fight? No, that is far too big an army, and the push is going to start over.
It's still stabilizing here, though. Scarlett with 83 army supply against 101 for Bomber, as he will never let up with this aggression. He's camping in the middle of the map, thinking, where shall I strike next? What shall I do? And Scarlett has to anticipate these moves. How is she going to react?
Well, Scarlett's going to continue to macro up. She's getting the infestation pit, very important. But here she goes into the middle of the map. A lot of Widowmines. She's got to be careful here. The Widowmines go off, not the best connections, and Scarlett continues to chase Bomber down.
All the 3 Widowmines get absolutely shredded up there by Scarlett. Bomber not being allowed to connect with any of them. Scarlett's, once again, her connections with Widowmines to be able to shut them down. Her focus fire is so good.
It truly is, Claris. But look at this also. Scarlett is taking an advantage at this point, because look at these Overlords dropping the creep. Bomber would already be mining from a 4th, but instead she slowed him down. There's so much action on the map, it's very difficult to do so. And look at this, the Mutalist coming in, but Bomber's there and defends his command center.
Bomber knows what he's doing, but you're right, he's had no... Whoa, hold the phone, wait, run away, that's fine. Okay, so, yeah, you be this aggressive as Bomber, you have no opportunity to go and clean up those Overlords. You're focusing all of your attention on that aggression. Zerglings run in, they may get the cancel. Yes, they do on a command center.
Good job there. Wow. All right, so let's take a look at where the game is at again. The Hive just now starting. Kind of a late Hive, but that's the way Scarlett likes to play. In the meantime, oh my God, the Mutas, all the Marines out of position, and it looks like Scarlett gonna take down this 4th command center.
A free command center, fantastic pickup there. Cancels a lot of Banelings, has to get out of there as Bomber moves through the middle of the map. The aggression continues, poking up at the front here as well at the very north. Killing off a hatchery would be fantastic for him, but Scarlett preparing the defense.
Oh my God, this push so important for Bomber right now. He's still stuck on 3 bases. The Baneling's starting to connect. Can Scarlett break through her huge Mutalist clump coming in from the side? But those Marines are 3-3. She has to be careful.
Oh, Banelings roll in. Huge amounts of Banelings connections here, left, right, and center as the Mutalists continue to power back on here. Scarlett trying to connect with everything, and she does. Bomber on the retreat.
Scarlett pushing back Bomber so well. You know, she doesn't get that 5th base up, but it's okay because Bomber doesn't get his 4th up. Scarlett is continuing to macro. That Hive is about to finish, which means that she can get some other tech or even 3-3 started.
Exactly. If she can get 3-3 going, if she can bolster this army just a little bit more, whilst Bomber is still restricted on income. His income right now is not that fantastic in comparison to Scarlett's. All game long, Scarlett has denied these bases whilst Bomber's been aggressive. So Scarlett here has a great opportunity to continue on through this game and maybe even tie up the series.
And I gotta say one thing right now, Claris. Scarlett is still sending queens out there, pushing that creep. This is a crucial reason why she is able to push Bomber back time and time again. And oh my God, Scarlett going after yet another command center. It looks like she's gonna get it, but in the meantime, Bomber going going after Scarlett's fourth base.
These Baneling connections are going to be so important here. Can Scarlett connect with a lot of this? There's a lot of Widow mines. She has to be careful of that minefield as she brings just a few of the Banelings forwards, knowing she can't commit with everything. That's a lot of Mutalisk helping with the back. What a two of the connections.
She's got to be careful.
Banelings, connect with so much of it.
God, Scarlett
Boom!
destroying everything. Bomber now in a lot of trouble. His production has fallen way off, but he has secured a fourth base, as we see here. Now, can Scarlett get over there and punish it before he mines too many minerals and comes back?
20 Mutalisks still active for Scarlett. She starts her 3-3. She starts her adrenal glands. All of these things to transition on to have a superior effective army. But they've got to be careful about those Widow mines as well.
That's a scary point. That's somewhere she might just fly over at some point, and that can be a game changer. She loses this block of mutas, and Bomber's in the lead suddenly.
And going for the drops here, Bomber knowing that he needs to continue the aggression so he can keep his fourth base stable back at home. He's trying to claim a fifth down to the south here, but this has been scouted out. The Mutalisks are going to say, nah, not today.
And they do clean it up. These mutas now, by the way, do have +2. Right now, we do have another attack coming up from Bomber, utilizing those mines he left over here with a few Marines, but doesn't look like it's going to do too much.
Scarlett doing very well, even adding on Carapace for these Mutalisks as well. Very good upgrade against those kinds of Marine numbers that we're seeing from Bomber. He's not really going to diversify his tech too much. He's stuck on this Widow Mine Marine style. And then once Scarlett gathers the momentum with all of these upgrades hitting, what does Bomber do to try and shut this down?
I don't think he does very much, Claris, because she's about to become even on upgrades. She's about to have adrenal glands. Her mutas are going to be 2-1. When you get a mutas with 3 upgrades, they just start to kill everything again. So Scarlett is catching up in every way and pushing ahead in others.
Yeah, and then one of those aspects is the army supply. 117 army supply against 78 in favor of Scarlett. But Bomber finds an opportunity. Can he seize it? No, he can't. That's a lot of Mutalisks here doing a lot of damage. But the Widow Mine connections are great for Bomber. Can he actually hold on? The Marines just die off. Scarlett doing so well.
In the meantime, the Zerglings hitting on this expansion forces a lift on the command center while the Overlord is dropping creep. That is going to way slow down the economy of Bomber once again, and Scarlett going across the map with her mutas.
This is one of the smallest armies. This is one of the smallest armies that Bomber has there, and those Widow Mine connections were so important to keep that alive. Oh, but a lot of SCVs dying off. Scarlett finds him in the middle map, has to run away. That's a lot of Marines.
Yes, she has to be so careful with these mutas. She continues to make a lot of mutas. In fact, she's going up to about 40? What? 40 Mutalisks?
Oh, jeez.
What is this, ZVP? I mean, she is making so many right now that it's going to be hard for Bomber to keep a command center, but he gets a couple more mine hits and things can turn around once again.
Yeah, certainly so. There needs to be more Zerglings, more Banelings out here to complement these Mutalisks as she moves on forwards once again to try and deny this base from going down. So important. Behind this, Bomber's taken a few other bases, but really, can he get those stabilized here whilst trying to pressure?
Well, if he keeps this pressure up, that might be enough to cover the bases long enough to stabilize and really get the minerals he needs to remax out. But Scarlett making a lot of Lings, a lot of Banes coming in once again, trying to clear out this Marine force.
And it goes down. Scarlett with the supply lead once again, but that's a lot of Marines. I think the Mutalisks can contend with those, though. The Marines need to move back into those Widow Mines to try and get the connections.
And you know what? She's killed every medevac at this point. There are no medevacs left. But another big mine hit right there. Not as big as before, but she has cleared up this army, and it might be time for her to go across the map again and try to kill another command center.
She's very, very mineral starved right now. She needs to kind of get that income going as quickly as possible, because right now Bomber's income is better. And this engagement, once again, she can't waste too many of these Mutalisks. She has Carapace for them, trying to get +2 Carapace as well, but the Marines with 3-3 still very, very strong as they continue on. Good Baneling connections will push this back.
Oh, really well done, but you're exactly right, Claris. She's very low right now as far as her mineral count goes, which almost doesn't even make sense with 75 drones. But as she gets more Lings and Banes, she is pushing Bomber back once again. Oh, another mine hit on those mutas. She's got to be so careful, but now going after yet another command center.
Shutting down this base is so important. There were a lot of mules there. They end up having to be depleted, and now Scarlett pushing that away. This is really, really impressive play by. She's going to get the command center. It goes down. Scarlett, 173 supply against 94. Bomber's on the back foot.
Oh, more than the back foot. He's fallen on his ass at this point, Calaris.
No. Back. Okay, good.
Okay, there's Scarlett.
Oh. All right, well, we're going to get back into this in a second, as this game is pretty tense. I'm a little bit warm.
Oh my God. I'm glad that we have this breather, to be perfectly frank.
Yeah, same. It's just been non-stop action for the past 20 minutes.
It's... yes. Well...
All right. Well, yeah. So we are just waiting now for our observer to get back in the game.
Well, I hope you guys are enjoying this while we have this little 2-second break.
My heart's racing again.
Go tell everyone on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, etc. that they are missing what might actually be the best series of the tournament so far, which just is mind-boggling.
Absolute explosions. Let's get back into the game, guys. 3, 2, 1, let's go. As Scarlett here with that 80 supply lead, all she has to do is connect with these Widow Mines and kill those off, and she does it just again and again and again.
Well, she's doing a great job of it. Up by 72 supply. This is the type of situation when you see creep spread like this, that many bases, this many units with that many upgrades. It feels like a win, but Bomber continues to macro like a beast, and these Widow Mines are really going to make the difference. Let's see. Baneling's going in, a nice Widow Mine hit on the Mutas, but is it actually going to be enough? The Baneling's chasing back all of the Marines, and Bomber's supply has plummeted. Just 75 against 100 more from Scarlett.
So resilient, but in the end, Scarlett continues to break on through here. Army supplies 100 against 41, and Scarlett just doesn't relent with the aggression as well. Bomber, he's been the aggressive one for the entire series almost, but Scarlett decides, well, actually, this is my turn now, and she doesn't let up.
Scarlett, Bomber at this point is expanding like a Zerg. There's just command centers all over the place, trying to find places to mine minerals. But Scarlett never stops the Mutalisk production. She's back up to 43. She's lost a ton this game as well. She is just on top of this.
This army, this 43 Mutalisks, she has more Mutalisks than Bomber has Marines at this point.
Oh my God. GG!